Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to KHM Today, your bi-weekly resource for industry news and straight up fun. I'm your host, Carolyn Orff, and today is October 29th, 2025, and we are celebrating Halloween, everyone. It is not spooky outside. It is actually sunny, but it is finally cold here in Colorado. So welcome to my spooky office with the spider webs and the spiders hanging around. I got Mr. Scarecrow over here. So I hope you guys are ready for some fun today. But before we get into the fun, oh my goodness, you guys, thoughts and prayers to our agents, our clients, and just the people of Jamaica, Haiti, and what looks like to now be Cuba. So we are just on pins and needles, waiting for this storm to push out to sea and not bother us anymore. But we're just thankful for whatever communication we have with all of you that are stranded there, and anything we can do to help you, help your clients. I hope you're reaching out to us to let us know how we can assist. But it is one of my favorite places to visit, and it is all due to the people. And so we are just anticipating, let the storm go out to sea so we can start to rebuild one of the most beautiful places on this planet. So today, we want to share with you, yes, I'm the traveling witch, thanks, Sarah, that we are, after 3 years, this show will be coming to its conclusion after Thanksgiving. And that was a hard decision for us to make. But as we grow and duties shift and things need to change, this was someplace where we felt like we were ready to take on a different challenge. And so stay tuned. You never know. We might be like Barbara Walters, where we pop up for some special event. But we're very excited for the next 3 shows. And the next 3 shows are all about being thankful for all of you that have been consistent listeners over the last 3 years. So with that said, I don't know if you guys remember, but maybe a year, 2 years ago, maybe it was even the first year of the show, I shared with all of you a fun activity that I used to do with my kids when they were younger. And they'd go to school, and right about the Thanksgiving holiday time frame, they would send home a note that says, "Bring in your canned goods." And the kids would immediately start going to the pantry. And I was like, you know what? This isn't really teaching you anything. So I had them take their allowance, and we went to the grocery store, and we kind of did that supermarket sweep kind of style fun where we had a time limit, and they had to go around the store and figure out how much food they could buy for their $20. And it was their $20, not mom's $20. And they couldn't just buy all the ramen off the shelf. They had to buy Thanksgiving themed items. And so it made them think about what things cost, what parts are part of a Thanksgiving meal, and they were using their own money. So they had to be really thoughtful about how they were spending that. And then we counted up the items, we counted up how much they got for them, and then we donated to the food bank. So it's been a fun tradition in my household. A couple of years ago, we went to a local store in Cleveland and we filmed this. And this year, we're challenging you all to do the same. So if you'd like to take, with inflation, we're now upping it to $30. So in next week, we're going to film our challenge at the local store in Cleveland with $30, see how much I can buy for that in order to donate to the food bank. So we challenge all of you, and we've sent a note to our supplier partners as well. We would love to see you do this challenge yourself or with your family, where you go to the store with a certain amount of money and donate that food to your local food bank. Or we're going to put in the comments a link where you can donate to one of 3 organizations: Feeding America, No Kid Hungry, or foodbanking.org. So we would love for you to participate, see how much we can raise for those that are in need this holiday season. So we're very excited about that, and it's super fun. So tune in. We're going to share it with you on our YouTube channel, all the shenanigans going on at the grocery store with Carolyn as she is trying to buy lots of stuff for $30. All right. So today we have one of my favorite guests on, and to be fair, she's been pretty much my only Halloween guest every year. So she's by default my favorite, but she also happens to be my favorite because she loves Halloween. So she is one of our favorite KHM team members. Please welcome back to KHM Today, Ashley Newton from our marketing team. Welcome.
Hi, Carolyn.
The Halloween goddess. You love this holiday. Why?
It's the most wonderful time of the year. I mean, I can't imagine why anybody doesn't love this holiday. the weather, at least in Ohio, the weather finally starts to cool off. You get those crisp fall nights, and I love everything spooky and scary and cozy. So it really is the best of both worlds.
Do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters at your house?
We don't. I think it's just because of where we're located, but my mom's only 5 minutes up the street and they get a ton, and their whole little neighborhood gets really into it with sort of like bonfires in the front
Mhm.
yard, and like it's a ton of fun. So usually we go over there.
Yes, yes. Our neighborhood's pretty jumping too. And so, this year I will say because I'm not going to be home the whole night.
Yeah.
I only bought 65 pieces of candy. Like that's what's in the bag and that's what I'm going with. So I feel like I have to be a little judicious to start. And then when I leave, I'm going to have to put the bowl out in front, but which means it'll be gone in 2 seconds. But we do a pretty rousing business. And especially since it's a Friday night, I
Yeah,
think it's going to be crazy out there. Absolutely crazy, but
I
crazy
know.
fun.
Well, and that's why I'm like, the last few years I haven't even bought anything. So I'm like, if we were to, how would I even know where to start? But I
Yeah.
guess we'll just eat the leftovers. We'll be okay.
Well, I buy the stuff that I don't like, although this time the bag is everything I do like because it had the most bang for your buck. So,
Do you have a
but
favorite Halloween candy?
okay, so I'm gonna say you guys know I love my gummies, but not as Halloween candy. I'm usually a Reese's Pieces, but I'm also 100 grand, which normally people do not give 100 grand out. So those are kind of like bricks of gold in my world, but I'm a big Reese's person.
I gotta say, I am too, especially the pumpkin shape or the little ghost shape. Like, not a traditional Reese cup. I need
Yeah.
the seasonal shapes. Absolutely.
How do you feel about candy corn?
Love it. I get it
Really?
every single year. Yep. And I have it in my little dish, but I like the traditional. I don't like the little pumpkins or the little,
Yes, it's too much of that, whatever that's made out
I
of.
don't know,
Yeah,
it's just
it's too
sugar
much
to
in a
me.
bite.
Like when
Yeah,
people are like, ew, I'm like, you don't like sugar? It's just like a little
yeah.
handful of sugar. So yeah, they're a staple.
Well, you may or may not be surprised by this because I do try to eat healthy, but I did buy a bag over the weekend and I literally ate it in 2 days.
Of candy corn?
Candy corn. Yeah, I finally had to dump the rest out, and I didn't just like throw the bag in the trash. I literally shook the bag out so that I couldn't dig through the trash. Like that would have been really a low point if I had dug through the trash for the individual candy
So
corns.
you keep them in the bag though, because to me they have to air out. They have to like be in a candy dish and get that little bit of like stale texture on the outside, like that.
I put them in a Ziploc bag, yeah. And then I think I'm only taking a little bit by just going and grabbing a handful. And then by the end of the day, you're talking 10 handfuls. Really wasn't a wise choice, right?
Yeah,
Handful of candy corn, handful of grapes. Like, but I do love the candy corn, and I know that's not everyone's thing, but I love it.
me too.
So, all right. But moving on, guys, we're here. Hello, Erin. Great to see you. We are here to discuss spooky destinations that you can send your clients to. So, and these are some of our favorite based on movies that are scary. So, Ashley,
Yes.
let's start. You're
Okay.
up first.
Okay, so we'll start first with one of a place that I've actually been. So I wanted to share with you guys what that was like, which is from the film I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I guess you can argue how scary it is, but to me it's a classic. I love the campiness of it. I still find it scary, but it also has inspired some of the greatest like spoofs of all time. And that largely do you want me to say what the movie's about, or does everybody know what I Know What You Did Last Summer is?
I know it. Yeah, just give a brief synopsis.
Okay, so the brief synopsis is a group of teenagers try to cover up an accident that occurred the previous summer, and then they start getting these mischievous, sort of threatening notes saying that, we know what you did. That's the premise of the movie. There's also a new one that just came out this year. I haven't seen it yet, so no spoilers in the comments, please.
And originally it was Sarah Michelle Gellar. Who was the
um,
original?
Jennifer Love Hewitt is in it for sure. Freddie Prinze is in it for sure.
Okay.
I can't remember if Sarah Michelle is or not. It's
I
been a
feel
while.
like she is. Yeah. Okay.
So a great filming location that you can go and check out or send your clients to is in Southport, North Carolina. And you actually can just Google like Southport filming locations, and a map comes up almost immediately that gives you a walking tour because it's a pretty small town. So you really don't have to get in a car and drive. And you can see some of like the most epic locations that are seen throughout the film, including just stuff like on the river walk, some of the bar and restaurant scenes that they have. And they're like still functional places, which is fun. So you can actually eat. So I recommend, if this is something that you're interested in, looking up that walking tour. There is also a small company there that does do tours that I tried to book when I was in Southport. Unfortunately, since it is so small, the woman at the time was recovering from surgery, so she had to cancel on us. But it was great because the resource was already out there. So we just did the walking tour all on our own, and we ended with lunch at Fishy Fishy, which is also a really popular filming place, and tons of different things have been filmed there, including the show Revenge, which I also think is sort of spooky, and just a great place to get lunch. So I would definitely recommend Southport. And when we were there, we actually saw a movie being filmed. So that was really fun. We were just walking by, and I thought maybe it was like a street fair, but I just asked the guy, I was like, hey, like, what's going on down there? And he's like, ugh, just another movie, because it happens so much. So if you're really into that sort of thing, it's a really fun place to check out.
They also, there's been so many things filmed there that in a lot of the stores, they'll have like pictures if they've been used before in the films.
Yeah.
And they also have a fantastic candy shop there. And I will tell you guys, this is a little known secret, that if you ever one day see that I am no longer at KHM, one of two things have happened. Number one, I've won the Powerball and I've just decided I'm going to travel. Or number two, I've decided to go and move to North Carolina to become an extra in films and movies down in the Southport area, because it happens all the time.
It does,
So
yeah.
I feel like that could be like a career where you just go and you wait to become an extra because they're always filming down there. So yeah, if you ever see me gone, those two places you can look for me.
Yeah, I'm also a big Mandy Moore fan, and A Walk to Remember was filmed
Yep.
there, so I had to check out all those scenes as well.
That's awesome. It's a great place to visit. Whether or not you like the spooky and the scary, it is a great town to just go visit in general.
Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic. Love it. Okay, so sort of on that same water vibe, Ashley, I'm going with Santa Cruz, California, because of The Lost Boys. Now, this is an iconic scary movie, 1987 teen drama. Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, what's the other guy's name? Kiefer Sutherland, Jason Patrick. Like, those were the heartthrobs. It's a little before your time, but my time.
You know, I've never seen it.
Oh gosh, you got to see it.
I know. I'm writing it down like homework.
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland is just kind of, he didn't get to be like, to me, like nice guy until Designated Survivor. Before that, he was always gave me the willies. But so two teenage boys move with their mother to this town, and he kind of gets caught up in this gang because he likes the gang's girlfriend, and all these things ensue. But this Santa Cruz is south of San Francisco, kind of near the Monterey Bay area, which is a great location, but it's known for the beaches, for the boardwalk, and just a very laid back vibe. So if you are looking for kind of that California-esque in the northern part of California, this is a great place to go. And of course, because it's near Monterey Bay, you've got the aquarium and things like that there as well. But everything from chain hotels to little inns that you can go to, but a really fun place to visit. But the boardwalk is iconic, and you can see different filming locations there as well. So check it out. Really fun. And if you haven't seen The Lost Boys, you have a few days to watch it before Halloween. So
Yes, yes. Yeah, take notes on the movies. Most important.
yeah, the destinations are fun, but if you are looking to upgrade your Netflix playlist, this is the place to do it. Okay. Hi, Sarah. Great to see you. Okay. So what do you have next?
Okay, so my next location actually encompasses 3 different movies, which is really cool. And that is also in Wilmington. So we're still in our Carolinas here. And I'm just going to let you guys know right away that if you wanted to do Southport and the Wilmington stuff I'm talking about, It's 43 minutes. It's
Mm-hmm.
a 43-minute drive, or there's even a ferry that can take you from one area to the next. So if you're really trying to like get into this vibe, there are so many different ways that you can do it. But in Wilmington, there's Scream 2022, which has some scenes there. There's The Conjuring, which is one of my all-time favorite movies, and then there's Halloween Kills, which is part of one of my favorite franchises of all time. So Scream is just the revival of one of the most classic horror stories out there, but it's the 2022 version, so it's retelling and reviving those sort of characters with, our ghost face killer and a
Mm-hmm.
whole new different group of people. And then The Conjuring is, of course, based on the true story of Ed and Lorraine Warren and all of the different sort of paranormal investigations that they did. And then Halloween Kills is again part of that franchise, which you have Jamie Lee Curtis fighting Michael Myers and somehow surviving to always be one of my favorite final girls of all time. So these movies are so great, and I hope everybody's seen them by now.
Is,
But
is is Michael Myers the one? Was he the hockey mask?
no, that's Jason,
That's Jason.
which he
Okay, so
doesn't actually
Jason.
even get until I think the third movie.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, can you
Does
tell
he
I
have
like love
anything
that
on
stuff?
him? Because Freddy's got the hat
Well,
and
I
the
think
hook.
Freddy is really more about the knives.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. And then Michael Myers, what is he?
The mask and the like kitchen knife usually is like his thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But very famously in the very first movie, there's like one drop of blood. Like you think of it as being this very scary movie, but they weren't gory back then. So anyway, now I'm gonna get on my movie tangent.
Yeah, yeah.
Back to the travel aspect of it. So for The Conjuring in Wilmington, you can actually see a lot of those filming locations on a tour that's already provided for their Ghost Walk of Old Wilmington. So you are already seeing some haunted sites and getting a little bit of that history with, the like real sort of like haunting and not just the Hollywood sort of element. And then you get the movie part mixed in. So again, that's something that sort of already exists that you can be advertising or pointing or including in your clients' packages, which I think is so great because we always want to work smarter, not harder. But if you want to try to combine some of the elements from Scream and some of the elements from Halloween Kills, I was looking at some of their filming locations and I worked with AI to come up with a tour all for myself. So I was like, what's the most logical way to sort of hit these places? What's the best order? Is anything within walking distance or am I always going to need a car? And it put it all together for me. So we're starting at the Wilmington Riverwalk, which has scenes from Scream, and then we go into Reggie's 42nd Street Tavern, which the AI did warn me is a true dive bar. So
Mhm.
be prepared for that, which is also a scene in Scream. And then you go into Wallace Park, which was used in Halloween Kills for some of their outdoor scenes. And then the Rusty Nail, which was in Halloween Kills, and it's a stand in for Mick's Bar and Grill in the movie. But then one of my favorite things about this tour is that it ends at the Museum of the Bizarre, which just looks like such a fun place to go. And Jamie Lee Curtis, the queen herself, went there. So if it's good enough for her, it is certainly good enough for me. And they have all sorts of fun movie props and like just bizarre things as the name entails. So I just thought that was a really fun way to plan a trip and use AI to save some of the time for me there. Did
And
I
that's
see? Hold on, there's a comment here, and I saw the word craft. Did I see The Craft? Of course, I've seen The Craft. It's one of my favorite movies. I actually just read a fact that the snakes in those scenes are real, and there was upwards of like 10,000 snakes on set. That's scary enough for me to know that that happened.
yeah, the snakes don't bother me, but anytime there's mice or rats or things like that, like I don't want 10,000 on me. But Indiana Jones with that big scene with the rat, mm-mm, out,
Snakes
out.
don't bother you at all?
I mean, I don't really want to see them, but I'm not afraid of them the way I am with mice and rats. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm okay with the rodents. I don't want them as pets. That's not really my vibe.
no,
But yeah.
no.
Ooh.
The other great movie that I think is scary, and it's not your typical horror movie, but it is a thriller, is Cape Fear. If you've ever seen it with De Niro, the Cape Fear River is the river that Wilmington sits on.
Mhm.
It's scary. He is creepy, creepy, creepy. And that's with that was the big breakout for Juliette Lewis too, movie. So yeah, go see that. Gosh, you guys, you're gonna be so busy all weekend. Shout out to Sarah here that says Saint Augustine, Florida, New Orleans, and Galveston are great for ghost tours as well. That's awesome. I have done a ghost tour in New Orleans. I have done that. Um, okay, so my next pick is Transylvania, Romania.
Yeah.
And so this is home to Dracula. And originally the book, right, there's a whole storyline there. There's been a few iterations of this. But a big battle takes place back in Transylvania at the castle, and so this is definitely worth visiting. It's hard to find an existing tour within it. So of course you can book this for your clients independently with one of our fabulous tour operators, but I have seen this as part of an Avalon River cruise that goes really, it's called the lower Danube, like really lower Danube, where it will almost hit the Black Sea. So it is it's hard to find it. It's like once a year, but I have seen the tour, and I think our advisory board did it maybe last year. So it's a different type of river cruise, but you're visiting the lower Danube. You can visit Castle, and there's also like this mountain range that's home to a ton of wildlife and the largest bear population, brown bear population in Europe. Did you know?
Wow.
Yep. So this, what do they call it? The Carpathian Mountains. There's a ton of wildlife, wolves, lynxes, and chamois antelope, which I do not know what those look like. We've got antelope here in Colorado, but not chamois antelope. So if you like wildlife, if you like really the different, um, Eastern Europe, Romania, Transylvania is the place for you. So that's my second to go visit. I would
That.
like to see that.
My next one is in Louisiana, and it is for one of my all-time favorite movies, which is The Skeleton Key.
I
So,
don't think I've seen that.
I love The Skeleton Key. Like, I find it so creepy, scary, but in like all the best possible ways. It's with Kate Hudson, and she's like a in-home nurse, and she gets a new client, and she's going in and taking care of them, and then all of these sort of mysterious things start to happen, and she finds herself starting to believe sort of in the magic of hoodoo and voodoo and all of that. And then she gets herself in a bad spot. I can't say anything more because it is definitely one of those movies that, like, you don't want to spoil anything, but it is such a good, creepy time movie, but it has a really good plot. I really like it. And Louisiana is really high up on my personal travel list too. So this is something that I would really, really want to do. So again, I immediately went to IMDb. I use IMDb all the time because I forget what I watch if I don't rate it. But they'll tell you all the filming locations. So then I took those filming locations and once again put it in AI and said, hey, focus just on the ones in Louisiana. How can I get to these and how would that work? So it put together a tour for me, visiting the main plantation where the house is, which again, it doesn't tell you because it's AI. So, but me thinking, well, can I just walk there or does somebody live here? Is this somebody's private residence? It is open to the public, but tickets are required. And then you can go into the bayou and like see some of the areas where they filmed her going to like the voodoo shop. And then, of course, you end in New Orleans and get some of those shots of, um, just them exploring the city. They go out to the bar one night, and then you get to end your tour with enjoying the New Orleans nightlife. So I think that would be such an incredible time. And again, it even told me like the drive time, and then I would recommend if you're using AI like I was, just to fact check it because it's
Yeah.
not a perfect person. So use Google Maps or whatever else you like to use, and a car would definitely be needed for that, just like the other tours
Mhm.
that I mentioned. But that is high up on my list of things I'd want to do.
That's good. Well, you would love, well, and let's not, New Orleans and beignets, like that's all you have to say to me.
100%.
I don't care about the drinks. It's the beignets that is, there's a whole reason to stop there.
Well, I'll take both, but then also I'd get to see our friend Amy Garner, who's
Yes, I was going to say, we go home for a little tour.
yeah.
Let's
So
see who pops in here to hear us. That's awesome. So 3 destinations. You've got you've got two in North Carolina and one in New Orleans. So interesting, all kind of in the South there. What the
Well,
South is?
I'm not done.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No.
Keep
No, are
going.
you done?
Well, I have one more.
You do yours, then I'll go.
Okay. So this shouldn't come as a surprise to you that I live in Denver. And so my last one is Estes Park, Colorado, where the Stanley Hotel is, which is the home of The Shining, which, if you remember, that's the Stephen King adaptation. And it is Jack Nicholson, who is a writer who takes on this job as a caretaker for the mountain the closed mountain residence with his wife and I think son, and all these weird things start to happen. And so the hotel is stunning, you guys, and it sits right next to Rocky Mountain National Park, which in itself is amazing. And Estes Park is a great little town. So once you're in the hotel, you can walk to all these different shops. There is ice cream and fudge in every other shop. So it's your typical kitschy mountain town and souvenir shops, things like that. But there's great restaurants. The Stanley is a beautiful hotel with different types of accommodations, but they do lean into the scary a little bit. So not every day, but certainly this time of year, they've got things that are really geared toward leaning into the shining. So they've got a whole um, magic show and illusionist guy that's there. You've got a bar that is, I'm looking at underground, that has some stuff going on there. So they really kind of lean into it. They've got bands that play there, and then you stay overnight. You see if anything freaky happens. So it's a really beautiful destination, but even if you just want to go see the Stanley Hotel and like have brunch there, that's great. You can stay somewhere else that doesn't scare you. But that whole area is just gorgeous. And it's about a 2.5, maybe 3 hour drive from the Denver airport. So you can do a day trip if you want. It's just kind of a long day.
Yeah,
So
and
there,
have you stayed there or have you just been
I
there?
have not stayed there, but my kids went to camp there, just on the other side of the park. And where the way the park is situated, the Stanley is here, and if you weave your way throughout the entire park, you actually get to my cabin that's in Grand Lake. So if it was a straight shot, it'd be 10 minutes, but because it isn't, it takes a couple hours to get through the park. But my kids went to camp on the other side of Estes Park, and so we've spent a lot of time out there because they've gone for like an ungodly number of years. So we'd go up, pick them up, and then, hang out in town, do things like that, or stay in the town and then go pick them up the next day. So just a really lovely town, but definitely kitschy. And it's certainly more of a summer than a winter destination, but it certainly is open all winter. You're just not going to see the same number of restaurants and things like that open, you know, astronomical hours.
I've never stayed in like a haunted hotel, but one of my favorite movies is 1408. And I feel like I just shouldn't. Like, I feel like it was there to teach me a lesson, but I don't know. Never say never. In the end, I'd probably do it.
I have stayed at a haunted castle in Scotland, and yeah, that was enough for me. It was the castle where Marie Antoinette was beheaded, and that was enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that note, my next location does take us out of the South a little bit, and it is in New Jersey, and it is for all of our like true beloved horror fans, and it is your Camp Crystal Lake experience. So of course we're talking Friday the 13th, we're talking summer camp slasher. I feel like this is one of our cornerstones of horror, so if you don't know what it is a summer camp slasher. And I can't even tell you anything about the first one, which is the best one, because the spoilers they're just built in. So there's nothing I can tell you aside from Kevin Bacon season. But there is the camp. So the movie was filmed almost, I think it said like up to 80% of it was on this lake. There is a camp there. It's still an active camp. Camp No Be Bosco is my best attempt at that. But if you go to crystallaketours.com, it is an active camp, and you guys, they sell out so fast because there's such a demand for this. So if this is something that you want to do or want to try to put together, definitely like reach out to them or get on their mailing list because it sells out incredibly quickly. And there are age requirements because, like, for the tours and the stuff that they do, it seems like it could get a little bit intense. So definitely be aware of that. They also do movie screenings there. And they have like just merch that you can get on their site all year round. So that is definitely high up on my list of things I'd want to do. I love that it's just like already a built in sort of experience for you. And I do know that there are other places throughout the country that aren't actually related to where the movies were filmed that put on their own sort of Camp Crystal Lake type things. So if you're a huge fan of this movie or want to see how you can make it work for you or your clients, I recommend just seeing what's in your area. There might be something closer than you think.
I'm telling you, I love that my kids go to summer camp, or they used to when they were younger, and I would never show them a movie like this because they'd never go. They would never, ever go. Never go.
Did you
So,
show them Adam's Family Values?
no,
Because that one, they go to summer camp and it's a little more kid friendly. And I love that one too. It gets,
no, nothing that would deter them from summer camp would I ever show. All
um,
right. Oh, Annie. Okay, so this sounds like something I need to do when I come to Ohio next. Mansfield Prison. Okay. I
yeah,
will say, if you've never been to Alcatraz, that is one of the best tours I've ever been on. And they do night tours, which I don't want to do. But Alcatraz would rank up there too. I can't
yeah.
remember the town, but it starts with, it's in Georgia, and it's where The Walking Dead was filmed. It's not Savannah, is it?
I don't know that one.
I don't know.
I will say that I did do one that wasn't so scary. Do you want to hear that one?
I do.
Okay, because like I said, I love all things about Halloween, including the more cozy vibes. So, did you know that Halloween Town is a real place? Like from the Disney Channel movie Halloween Town?
No.
Like Debbie Reynolds and Kimberly something. I can't remember her last name. But it's a real place in St. Helens, Oregon, and it is like dedicated to the whole Halloween Town experience. So if you go to again spiritofhalloweentown dot I want to say com, but it might be I don't know because my URL may have
I
gotten
imagine, yeah, it could be Gov.
but you they highly recommend you get your tickets ahead of time, but there's so many different things you can do there. So have you seen Halloween Town?
I haven't seen it, but it reminds me of The Good Witch on the Hallmark Channel.
Okay, so the premise of Halloween Town is basically there's this whole town where all of the Halloween creatures just live their regular lives, from vampires to ghosts to witches, and they sort of separated from humans because humans were making them do bad things, and they were like, we're not evil, we're just regular people. We're going to create our own town and do our own vibes. And then this mortal family sort of gets back in touch with their Halloween Town roots, is basically the premise of the movie, and has to save Halloween Town. And in it, there's this giant jack o' lantern in the center of town. And the whole premise of the first movie is, I think, trying to get it like lit back up. And they have this in Halloween Town in St. Helens, Oregon. And it's just huge in the center of town. They have Benny's Taxi Cab, which is like the skeleton that drives you around in a taxi cab. They have all sorts of different photo ops, but it's like a full blown.
Now that sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and like, they just have tons of terms and conditions, so make sure you read them. Because it's like you can get a ticket, but that doesn't guarantee everything because it's sort of like the other camp I had mentioned that's the scary version. There's a really high demand for these sorts of things. But I thought that was so cool. And of course, because we gave you lots of tricks, I had to give you one that was just a treat.
Yes, I love it. And that actually sounds like something I would do.
Oh, I'd go. Let me know if you
Sounds
got
like a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah. How do we get a fam going there? Can you imagine? Fam to Halloween Town.
Okay. I would
Yeah.
have to, as like the honorary KHM Today Halloween
Always
host, I
expert. Yeah.
have to
It's
go.
a given. It's a given. Ashley, thank you, thank you, thank you for taking the time today to celebrate your favorite holiday with us, and our last holiday,
I know.
Halloween holiday on this show. So thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. We will see you back here next week. Who do we have on? We are doing a throwback to some of our favorites. We have Wanda coming on, Matt Walgren coming on, Bill's coming on, Chantel's. I think Chantel's coming on. Can't remember if she's on a fam or not. VA is going to try and come in from from Europe. So we've got kind of the original crew coming back to talk about some of our favorite memories, some of our favorite laughs, and just kind of share some fun stories. So we hope to see you all back here next week on the KHM YouTube channel. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. I love all these comments. I'm going to be busy watching some movies this weekend, you guys. I hope you will be as well. Thank you. Happy selling.